Good morning. I am not as emotional as I normally would be, but this is something a lot bigger and a lot deeper that has grounded me in a truth about Jesus that is mostly unexplainable and hard for me to articulate because I have referenced this relationship ignorantly. The man in this picture is my cousin Jonathan. I am going to tag him in this, and you can go look at his profile and make your own judgments, but I want to introduce you to him. He is my cousin. He is the son of my mother's oldest sister. He is the closest thing and is the thing of a brother that I actually grew up with, but our brotherhood is rooted not in blood, but it's in Jesus. The man that he is and the place that he rests in now is a place that I strove to. I've looked up to him my entire life. He's 24 days older than me. And in these two photos attached to this video, at the beginning thereof, and the one that follows the end, are also somewhat of a photogenic representation of our relationship, because he and I both are incredibly serious people. It would be wrong of me to tell his side of life, his walk and relationship, but I can say this very genuinely. I can say this with all honesty. He is a man whose heart has been transplanted by Jesus, but in doing so is greatly misunderstood. The pictures are a testament of answered prayer, a testimony of answered prayer, a further testimony of who Jesus is. And I am going to be a mouthpiece for the wisdom that God has given him in three of the messages that I'm going to read today, that he will get credit for. Because the wisdom that is shared in this text comes from Jesus and his willingness to put it down. He just stuck his head out because his ears are burning because I'm talking about him. We use analogies, and they are given in Scripture that are mostly misunderstood, about someone that comes in the spirit of, or has a spirit like. We see that with John the Baptist when he said he, was that of Elijah. Jesus was given a similar comparison before Peter confessed who he was. And these next statements are, I'm going to break down, so don't get in a tizzy. He brought this home to me last night. Now, granted, he and I have not seen each other in a very long time, partially because of our own hard-headedness and arrogant stupidity. I can't pick up the phone and call. He can't pick up the phone and call because you just can't. But in a moment of brokenness, I reached out to his wife, Kira, and she told me like it was. And in the process of that, he spoke through her to show us and call us out on our bullshit of who we were, but more importantly, what was misunderstood. He and I shared, not in the same suit, but of similar color stages in grief, and neither one of us knew how to handle. I couldn't understand where he was at when he was expressing this to me, and I misread the circumstances, the relationship. It's that whole not wanting to be rejected thing. It was something for a person who has never rejected me. I believed just as passionately as I did of that of Anna. He met me with a love and a tenderness, an acceptance and a kindness, based on a brash, bullheaded sarcasm that brought a soothing to my soul that Jesus knew that I needed and I asked for. There is something to be said for the fact that today is Pentecost. It is important. And I look forward to I look forward to being the mouthpiece of his teaching and wisdom. That is a position that he has chosen. He rests comfortably in his station with God, whereas I have been more afraid of mine, and that is to speak. This is my brother. He is in that of the spirit of Paul. He has an intellectual pedigree and understanding that I do not possess. And my understanding of Scripture came out of the experiences that I had with Jesus, much like Peter's. I'm not saying I'm Peter. I'm not saying he's Paul. It's understanding that the two roads, albeit different, end in the same place, and that's Jesus. I am a mouthpiece. I'm not afraid of that anymore. That fear left, and how Jonathan responded to and met me last night, and he himself is someone that has suffered great rejection for the truth that he brings, because much like myself, we're fire starters. Where he is more of, I'll give you the example that he gave, and then I'm going to dive into reading one of his messages. If anybody's ever played Dungeons and Dragons or watched Lord of the Rings, he would be into that likeness. This isn't about witchcraft or any of that stuff as it is. This is just comparisons for people to help understand. He is that of a Gandalf or a mage. He's not on the front line. I'm a barbarian. He said this, not me. I knock doors down. We both have a role to fill. These lessons that open up go to talk about Noah, Moses, and Jonah. And that was Kira poking her head out. What I am about to read to you guys and share came from his time spent with Jesus, not mine. But my prayer is that as you hear these, you hear the wisdom, and you understand that while we are all equal, our roles are not the same. And for as much as I pushed him before he explained to me where he was and how he got there to speak himself, I understand that just much like Aaron and Moses gave Aaron the words to speak, and he spoke them. I'm not saying that he's Moses. I'm not saying that he's Aaron. That I'm Aaron and he's Moses. It's not that. It's just understanding how we are put together. So if you will, and I'm praying that you will follow this along to a deeper understanding of Jesus, to the disruption and the burning of traditions.